Taurus, everything you think you know about your situation is about to get flipped. I just pulled the Devil card and oh my goodness, this is not what anyone expects for manifestation energy, but this is exactly what you need to hear right now. Listen, everyone's been telling you that what's meant for you will find you easily, that you just need to sit back and wait. But I'm seeing something completely different here. The universe is showing you the law of the mirror right now, and it's intense. You know what happened to my Taurus friend Sarah last month? She kept saying everyone was turning against her, her job was impossible, her family was being difficult. Then she pulled the Devil in her own reading and realized she was the one creating these prison walls around herself. Within 2 weeks, everything shifted. Everything. So here's what's happening in the next 30 days, and I'm going to walk you through exactly why this mirror effect is actually your biggest blessing in disguise. But first, let me tell you about this wild energy I'm picking up. The Devil card is staring me right in the face, and normally people think this means you're trapped or there's some external evil force. Wrong. This card in your mirror law situation means you're being shown where you have been the one creating your own chains. And once you see it, once you really get it, you're about to break free in ways that will shock everyone around you. But hold on, because there's more. I'm getting this tingling sensation that tells me there are 3 more cards that are going to completely blow your mind about what's actually meant for you versus what you think is meant for you. The Devil here is saying, Taurus, you've been looking at everyone else thinking they are the problem. Your boss doesn't appreciate you. Your partner doesn't understand you. Your friends don't support you. But what if I told you that every single person who seems to be working against you right now is actually reflecting back something you need to see about yourself? This isn't about blame. This is about power. When you realize that the external world is just showing you your internal world, you literally become unstoppable. And I can already see that happening for you. The energy is shifting as I'm speaking to you right now. I'm getting goosebumps because I can feel how close you are to this massive breakthrough. But you have to stop fighting what you're seeing in the mirror and start using it. Here's the thing that nobody talks about with the law of the mirror. It's not just about recognizing patterns. It's about understanding that when everything seems to turn against you, it means you're on the verge of a complete transformation. The universe doesn't bring you to breakdown, it brings you to breakthrough. And speaking of breakthrough, I need to pull another card because the energy just shifted dramatically. Whoa! I just pulled the Hanged Man and I am getting chills. Do you understand what this means combined with the Devil? You've been hanging upside down, seeing everything from a completely different perspective, and you thought that meant you were stuck. But the Hanged Man is about willing surrender to see things differently. Everyone around you thinks you're crazy for changing your perspective right now. They want you to keep fighting the same battles, keep complaining about the same people, keep playing the same victim story. But the Hanged Man says, stop. Let yourself see this situation completely differently. This is where it gets really interesting for you, Taurus. You're such an earth sign. You want things to be solid and predictable. But the Hanged Man is asking you to trust the process of not knowing, of letting yourself be suspended between your old reality and your new one. The mirror isn't showing you what's wrong with you. It's showing you what's ready to be transformed. And transformation requires you to hang in that uncomfortable space where everything you thought you knew gets questioned. I'm seeing a very specific situation for you. There's someone in your life right now who is pushing all your buttons. Every conversation feels like a battle. Every interaction leaves you feeling frustrated or misunderstood. Am I right? But what if this person is actually your greatest teacher right now? The Hanged Man says this difficult person is reflecting back to you something about how you communicate, how you set boundaries, how you show up in relationships. They're not doing this to hurt you. They're doing this because your soul called this experience to you for your growth. And here's where it gets really exciting. Once you stop fighting what you see in the mirror and start working with it, this same person who has been your biggest challenge is going to become evidence of your transformation. Watch what happens when you change how you respond to them. They will literally have no choice but to change how they interact with you. But we're just getting started because I can feel there's something even deeper here. Oh my gosh, I just pulled the 3 of Swords, and before you panic, let me explain why this is actually perfect for your mirror law situation. Everyone thinks 3 of Swords means heartbreak and pain, But in your reading, combined with these other cards, this is about the heartbreak of letting go of your old identity. The swords piercing the heart represent the painful but necessary process of seeing yourself clearly. You've been carrying around this story about how people treat you, how opportunities pass you by, how life is harder for you than everyone else. The Three of Swords is saying it's time to let that story die. And yes, it's going to hurt for a minute because you've been attached to being the person these things happen to. But here's what nobody tells you about the Three of Swords in transformation readings. Those swords aren't just cutting you open, they're cutting you free. Free from the victim mentality, free from the need to be right about how hard your life is, free from the addiction to struggle. I'm getting this vision of you looking in a mirror and seeing all these painful experiences floating around you like a cloud. And then you realize that you are the one who has been calling these experiences to you because some part of you believed you deserved them or needed them or couldn't exist without them. The Three of Swords is asking you to grieve that version of yourself who needed life to be hard to feel worthy of love and attention. It's asking you to feel compassion for the part of you that thought struggle was the only way to prove your strength. This is so deep, Taurus, because as an earth sign, you've probably prided yourself on being able to handle anything, on being the strong one, on pushing through no matter what. But what if your strength doesn't have to come from enduring pain? What if your strength could come from choosing joy? The mirror is showing you that you've been unconsciously choosing the harder path because you didn't believe you were worthy of the easier one. But you are worthy. You've always been worthy. And it's time to start making choices that reflect that truth. I'm feeling this intense energy shift happening right now. Can you feel it too? Type mirror in the comments if you're feeling this shift with me, because I know I'm not the only one getting emotional right now. The Three of Swords in your mirror law reading is saying that every person who has hurt you, every opportunity that didn't work out, every disappointment you've experienced has been preparing you to recognize and receive what's truly meant for you. But you had to go through the heartbreak of releasing what you thought was meant for you first. And now I need to pull one more card because I can feel we're about to get to the really good part. Stop everything. I just pulled the Star and I am literally getting goosebumps all over my arms. Do you understand what just happened here? We went from the Devil to the Hanged Man to Three of Swords and now the Star. This is the complete journey from bondage to freedom, from confusion to clarity, from heartbreak to hope. The Star is your North Star, Taurus. It's what's truly meant for you. And it's been there all along, but you couldn't see it because you were too busy fighting with the mirrors that were trying to show you the way. The Star represents your authentic self, your true desires, your real purpose, not what you think you should want, not what other people expect from you, but what makes your soul sing. And here's the beautiful thing about the Star in your reading. It only appears after the destruction of the false self. You had to see yourself clearly in all those mirrors. You had to face the uncomfortable truths about how you were creating your own limitations. You had to grieve the version of yourself that thought life had to be a struggle. And now you get to step into who you really are. I'm seeing this image of you looking up at the night sky after a terrible storm. Everything around you looks different, because the storm cleared away everything that wasn't real, everything that wasn't yours, everything that was just there because you thought it should be. And now you can see the stars clearly for the first time. The Star is saying that what's meant for you isn't what you've been forcing or chasing or trying to make happen. What's meant for you is what flows naturally when you stop fighting the mirror and start working with it. What's meant for you is what shows up when you're being authentically yourself instead of the version of yourself you think the world wants to see. And I'm getting very specific guidance about timing here. The Star suggests that within the next 6 to 8 weeks, you're going to see clear evidence of this shift. Someone who has been difficult is going to respond to you completely differently. An opportunity that you thought was gone is going to resurface in a new form. A relationship that felt stuck is going to start flowing again. But here's the key. You can't go back to your old patterns once you see these changes starting to happen. You can't slip back into victim mode when the next challenge shows up, because now You know that everything is a mirror, everything is here to serve your growth, everything is actually working for you, even when it looks like it's working against you. The star is your reminder that you are connected to something so much bigger than your personal struggles. You are part of a cosmic plan that is always conspiring for your highest good, even when you can't see it, even when it doesn't feel like it, even when everyone around you seems to be making your life difficult. I need to pull one more card because I can feel there's something specific about how this is going to manifest for you. Oh, wow. I just pulled the King of Cups, and this is making me emotional because I can see exactly how your transformation is going to play out. The King of Cups represents mastery of emotions. Not controlling emotions, not suppressing emotions, but mastering them. This means you're going to become the person who can stay centered and compassionate even when other people are reflecting your triggers back to you. Remember I told you about that difficult person in your life? The King of Cups is showing me that you are going to become the emotional adult in that dynamic. Instead of reacting from your wounds, you're going to respond from your wisdom. Instead of taking their behavior personally, you're going to see it as information about where they are in their own journey. This is huge for you, Taurus, because you've probably been the person who gets really activated when people don't treat you the way you deserve to be treated. You've probably spent a lot of energy trying to prove your worth to people who aren't even capable of seeing it yet. But the King of Cups says those days are over. When you become the King of Cups in your relationships, something magical happens. People either step up to match your energy or they naturally fall away from your life. You stop attracting people who drain you because you're no longer available to be drained. You stop attracting chaos because you're no longer chaotic inside. I'm getting this image of you sitting by a calm lake, watching the surface of the water. When a stone is thrown into the lake, there are ripples, but they settle quickly and the water returns to peace. That's what you're becoming, Taurus. The disturbances will still come, but they won't disturb your inner peace anymore. The King of Cups is also about emotional generosity. When you're no longer depleted by trying to get your needs met from people who can't meet them, you have so much more to give. You become the friend who can hold space for others without losing yourself. You become the partner who can love without controlling. You become the family member who can set boundaries with compassion. And here's where the law of the mirror gets really beautiful. As you embody this King of Cups energy, as you become emotionally mature and stable, you start attracting people who are also emotionally mature and stable. The mirror starts reflecting back health instead of dysfunction, love instead of fear, support instead of competition. I can already see this happening for you. There's going to be a moment in the next few weeks where you're in a situation that would normally trigger you, and instead of reacting the old way, you're going to surprise yourself with how calm and wise your response is. And the other person is going to be so surprised by your new energy that the whole dynamic shifts instantly. But I need to pull one more card because I'm getting this strong feeling about your career and money situation. Incredible. I just pulled the 10 of Pentacles, and now I understand the full picture of what's meant for you, Taurus. Everyone always expects 10 of Pentacles to show up for financial readings, but in your mirror law reading, this card represents the abundance that flows naturally when you stop fighting your reflections and start working with them. The 10 of Pentacles isn't just about money, it's about legacy. It's about building something meaningful that lasts. It's about being part of something bigger than yourself. And it's showing up now because your transformation isn't just about you. It's going to ripple out and affect your family, your community, your work, everything you touch. I'm seeing that the difficult experiences you've been having, the people who seem to be working against you, the opportunities that didn't pan out the way you wanted, all of this has been preparing you to handle the level of abundance and responsibility that's coming your way. The 10 of Pentacles says that what's meant for you is big, bigger than you've been allowing yourself to dream. But you had to learn how to stop creating chaos in your relationships first. You had to learn how to see yourself clearly in the mirror first. You had to learn how to process disappointment and heartbreak without becoming bitter first. Because when abundance comes, when success comes, when everything you've been wanting starts manifesting, you need to be the kind of person who can handle it with grace. You need to be the kind of person who doesn't let ego take over. You need to be the kind of person who remembers that it all flows through you, not from you. The 10 of Pentacles combined with all these other cards is telling me that within the next 3 to 6 months, you're going to see a significant shift in your financial situation or career trajectory. but it's not going to happen the way you think it should happen. It's going to happen as a direct result of you changing how you show up in your relationships. Maybe you get a job opportunity through someone who used to frustrate you, but who now sees you as a valuable collaborator. Maybe a business partnership forms with someone you used to compete with. Maybe a family member who you've had conflict with becomes your biggest supporter in a new venture. The mirror law means that as you heal your internal relationship with abundance, as you stop believing that you have to struggle for everything, as you start trusting that what's meant for you will find you, the external world rearranges itself to match your new internal reality. I'm getting this vision of you 1 year from now, looking back at this difficult period and understanding that every single challenge was actually the universe preparing you to receive what you were asking for. The difficult people were teaching you boundaries. The financial stress was teaching you resourcefulness. The relationship conflicts were teaching you communication skills. The career setbacks were redirecting you towards something better. This is making me emotional because I can see how perfect it all is, Taurus, how every piece of your story has been necessary to get you to where you're going. You couldn't skip any of it because each experience was building the strength and wisdom you need for the next level. Let me pull one final card to see what specific action you need to take right now. Oh my goodness, I just pulled Judgment and I am getting full body chills. Do you understand what this means? This is literally the card of rebirth, resurrection, awakening. This is the card that says your old life is officially over and your new life is beginning right now. Judgment appears when you've completed a major cycle of learning and you're being called to step into a completely new version of yourself. It's the card of second chances, fresh starts, phoenix rising from the ashes. And it's appearing in your reading because you've done the inner work. You've faced the mirrors. You've released what needed to be released. The angel on the Judgment card is blowing a trumpet, calling souls to rise from their graves. Your soul is being called to rise from the grave of your old identity, your old patterns, your old limitations. You are being called to step into your power, Taurus. And here's what I need you to understand about this call. It's not a request, it's a summons. The universe isn't asking if you're ready. The universe is saying you are ready whether you feel ready or not. All that inner work you've been doing, all those difficult mirrors you've been facing, it was preparing you for this moment. Judgment is saying that over the next 30 to 60 days, you're going to be presented with opportunities to show up as this new version of yourself. These won't necessarily look like the opportunities you've been expecting. They might look like challenges at first, but they're actually invitations to demonstrate your transformation. Someone might trigger your old pattern, but instead of falling into it, you respond with King of Cups energy. A financial situation might test your faith, but instead of panicking, you respond with 10 of Pentacles, knowing that abundance is your natural state. A relationship might hit a rough patch, but instead of closing your heart, you respond with Star energy, staying open to love. Each time you choose the new response instead of the old reaction, you're answering the call of Judgment. You're proving to yourself and the universe that you really have changed. And each time you prove it, reality shifts a little more to accommodate the new you. I'm seeing this specific image for you. You're standing at a crossroads and you can see two paths very clearly. One path leads back to everything that's familiar but no longer serves you. The other path leads into unknown territory, but it feels like freedom. Judgment is saying, choose the unknown path. Choose growth over comfort. Choose evolution over stagnation. The most beautiful thing about Judgment energy is that once you answer the call, once you step fully into your new identity, the universe literally conspires to support you. Doors open that you didn't even know existed. People show up who are aligned with your new energy. Resources become available that match your new level of consciousness. But you have to answer the call. You have to stop waiting for permission, stop waiting for proof, stop waiting for guarantees. You have to look at all these mirrors you've been shown, acknowledge the truth they've revealed, and then ace as if you are already the person you're becoming. This is it, Taurus. This is your moment. Everything that has been working against you is about to start working for you, but only if you answer this call to transformation. The comments are going absolutely crazy right now. I can feel how many of you are recognizing yourselves in this reading. Type reborn if you're ready to answer this call, if you're ready to let everything that's been working against you become the very thing that launches you into your new life. I'm getting one more message before we wrap up. The universe wants you to know that you don't have to do this transformation alone. The people who are meant to support you, the people who are meant to be part of your new reality, they're going to start appearing as soon as you commit to being different. Stop looking for them in the old places. Stop trying to convince the old people to see the new you. The right people for this next chapter of your life are going to be drawn to your new energy like magnets. Trust that what's meant for you will find you, but make sure you're being who you're meant to be so they can recognize you when they see you. Your mirror law lesson is complete, Taurus. You've seen yourself clearly. You've faced the truth about how you've been creating your own limitations. You've processed the grief of letting go of who you used to be, and now you're being called to rise. The law of the mirror was never working against you. It was always working for you. Every difficult person, every challenging situation, every moment, when you felt like the universe was conspiring against you, it was all just showing you where you still had room to grow, where you still had power to reclaim, where you still had love to give yourself. And now that you see it, now that you get it, everything changes. Everything. If you want more of this energy, you know where to find me. But right now, go look in an actual mirror and see yourself with completely new eyes. See the person who has been through so much and is still standing. See the person who is brave enough to change. See the person who is ready to receive everything that has always been meant for them.